Hello everyone, welcome back to EduTap and I hope you all guys are doing absolutely good. So as we all know that IRDAI Grade A Phase 2 results are announced, now is the turn for interview. And in the interview there is one particular golden document which we all know as a biodata form, which is also known as a profile form, which is also known as a detailed application form. Okay, now before you enter into the interview, definitely this particular document will decide that whether you are in or out. And there are multiple students out there who will do multiple mistakes while filling this profile form. So I hope you are not the one who is doing all those common mistakes. Okay, so watch this particular video till the end. I will teach you that how you have to fill the profile form for the IRDAI Grade A interview. Okay, and yes, I will also let you know multiple good things which you can enter into your profile form, which will help to increase your chances of selection. Okay, before I start this particular video, there is one interview guidance program which EduTap is offering to you. This particular interview guidance program will basically help you to prepare for the interview in the best manner. All the nitty-gritties about interview, like for example, how to handle the stress, how to handle multiple current affairs based question, how to handle multiple insecurities based question, all we have covered in this particular interview guidance program. If you subscribe to this particular course, definitely you will see that yes, now you are having multiple knowledge related to interview. So definitely you should subscribe to this particular course, and yes, this particular course is absolutely free for all those students who are going to appear in the IRDAI Grade A interview. Okay, so do check out the link given in the description box below. This link will help you to subscribe to the IRDAI Grade A interview guidance program of EduTap. Now allow me to switch my screen and I will definitely open the exact biodata or the exact profile form which students have received. Now this is the exact form which many students have received, those who are appearing for IRDAI Grade A interview. Okay, so first definitely you have to fix your, I would say what, you first have to fix your photo over here. Now fix that particular photo only which you have given in your registration process. I hope once you were filling that IBPS portal for the phase 1, you would have given one photo. So paste the same photo over here. Okay, then comes the post applied for. Now many students, what they will do is they will write grade A, that they are applying for IRDAI Grade A. I plead to you, do not do this particular mistake. The post over here is known as Assistant Manager. So if you want to write Assistant Manager, that's okay, but I will request you to write IRDAI Assistant Manager. Okay, so that will help you a lot. So write Assistant Manager and not Grade A. Then specialization. Now if you are opting for journal specialization, it's good, or if you are opting for any other specialization like IT, you have to write it over here. Okay, so these two things are very important. I hope this is very much clear for all of you. Then you have to give your personal details, my friend. Okay, personal details, first is the name in block letters. Block letters means capital letters, and everything should be clearly visible. Do not use any shabby handwriting over here. Do not use any kind of wrong spellings because that will give a bad image in the eyes of interviewers. Okay, so write your name in the block or letters and clearly it should be visible. Block means capital letters and there should be enough space between your name and the surname, or if you are having middle name, then do write it over here as well. Okay, so this is very basic. Then your father's name, and always write Mr. Okay, do not just write your father's name without adding MR. Okay, you have to write Mr. XYZ, like Mr. Sanjay, Mr. Suresh, something like that, and also write it in block letters only. That will give a good impression. Then comes your nationality. Obviously we all are Indian, so you just have to write Indian over here. Okay, then the religion you have to fill. These are basic details, but many times what students do is they write cursive writing. They write in a very shabby handwriting. So I again request you, please do not do it. Okay, then comes your date of birth with age. So first you have to write your date of birth in DD, MM, YY format, and then you have to write your age as well. Now age, you can definitely go on Google and calculate it if you are having any kind of issue, but you do not have to write that this is my age, this is my month, and this is my so and so. Just write your age. Like if you are 27 years, then write 27 years. There is no need to write months over here. Okay, right over here you can write like what is your date, like for example 1904, 1997 or something like this, whatever you have. Okay, then your mother tongue. Mother tongue, obviously maximum students will have their own mother tongue, like many will write Hindi, some can write their other mother tongue as well. Mother tongue is basically the tongue, like it's a language for you in which you are the most comfortable. Okay. Then comes your present residential address with pin code, and then your permanent residential address with pin code. Okay, so present residential address, for example, if somebody is working in Bangalore, but he is from, I would say, North India. So you have to write the present residential address, which is like your Bangalore address. Okay. Basically in this particular column or in this particular row number 7, I mean, you have to write कि आप अभी कहाँ रह रहे हो, अभी आप कहाँ situated हो. That's it. Okay. And if you have any permanent address, that also you can write it over here. But if your residential address and permanent address are same, then over here you can write same as above. Same as above. Do not do this like many students do, put this particular kind of two lines which shows that it is same. Rather you have to write full over here, same as above. Okay. If the residential and permanent address are same, then only do it. But if they are different, then you have to write full with pin code. Okay. Then the sex, definitely male, female, you have to choose anyone and write it over here. Do not just tick over here. You have to write male or female and always use block letters. Okay. Then your marital status, again, do not tick over here, rather write it over here. Okay. Please understand this. Ticking is kind of very informal, which can hurt you in your interview. Rather write the full, I would say, option which they have given to you. Telephone number or mobile number, write it over here. Simple. They have given you two boxes, but if you want to give two answers over here, you can opt for it. If only one is there, then that is also good. But I will advise you to give two, either of you or of your dad or of some other family member, because if in case your phone is switch off on the day of interview, they can communicate some messages to the alternative number which you are giving. So you can write over here two numbers. Okay. And don't use 91 because everybody knows that you are having a nationality of Indian. So just write your full number over here. Okay. Then your email id again you have to give for communication purpose. Please give the correct email id, verify it once you enter it. Okay. Then whether you belong to ST or SC category, same thing has to be written over here. That depends upon which category you have filled the form into. Then your row number 14 is related to your OBC category. Okay. So if you are OBC category, then write yes. If no, then just write no. Okay. Do not leave it blank or do not just draw cross. This will look very bad for you. Okay. So write whether you are OBC or no. Simple. Okay. If yes, then whether you belong to creamy layer or not. So you have to write it over here. Like I hope you are able to see, they have given you point 1 and point 2. So you have to write the basic details again over here, right? Cool. Then whether you belong to PWD, person with disability category, these all details are very basic. That depends upon person to person which is filling the form. And if you are from PWD category, then you also have to mention your percent of disability. Okay, which you also would have filled in your registration process once you give the phase 1 exam. Okay. Whether you are an ex-serviceman category, again you have to fill the details over here and please specify the correct facts. Do not try to bluff, because if you try to bluff and you are caught later, that can ruin your career. Okay. Organization in which working. This is basically your current job. If you are doing a current job, then please write the things over here. You have to write the full name over here, right? For example, I am working with EduTap. Now I will write EduTap Learning Solutions. Okay. Address, full address, again give the pin code. Okay. And the telephone number of that particular organization. Do not do the mistake of writing the things over here. Okay. For example, if I am working with EduTap, I will write EduTap over here. EDUTAP over here, not over here, right? Because this will look very bad. So you have to give the answers in the second column which is allocated to you, not in the first column. In the first column they are asking you the questions. Okay. Then comes your languages known. So languages: read, write and speak. Read, R stands for read, W means for write and S stands for speak. So for example, I know Hindi, so I will write Hindi, read, write and speak. So over here you have to use tick marks, or rather you should write Y or mark Y or N. Y basically is yes, I know it. N is basically for those things which I don't know. So Y is basically yes and N is basically for no. For example, I know Punjabi also. I can just read it. I cannot write or I can speak some things of it. So I will write, yes, I can read Punjabi, but I cannot write Punjabi. So I will write N. And speak, yes, I can speak it. So this is how you have to fill your languages known column as well, or row rather. So these are the 18 first rows, which I hope you all will fill with the basic amount of information. Then comes your qualifications. Qualifications are also very, very important because this will be a probable good questions from all of you. Okay, this will be a good source of questions, I mean. Okay, so first you have to give your academic as in like you have done any college degree, that particular stuff. Okay, and you have to start from graduation onwards. Nobody should write there they have completed 11th class, 10th class from so and so institution, because that is not mandatory. Okay, they are clearly specifying that you have to start from graduation onwards. So which examination you have passed, like for example, I have done bachelor's in management studies, Institute Mumbai University, year of passing so and so, duration of the course 3 years, 4 years, subjects which you have studied. Now see, over here the subjects column is very much squeezed up, so do not write all the subjects, just write the basic theme. For example, my degree was a management degree, so I will write management over here. Okay, and the percentage of marks, CGP and division which the college has allocated to you. Okay, but do write onwards graduation. So first you have to fill your graduation thing, then my friends you have to write your post graduation if you have done any. And many times what students do is that they also do double graduation. So write that particular degree which you have completed first, then move on to the next degree which you have done it later. Okay, so this is my graduation one. If you have done second graduation, then you can write it over here, then your post graduation like this. Okay, simple stuff, nothing more fancy, basic details you have to fill. Then comes your professional qualifications. Professional qualifications basically means like any certification program which you have done. For example, if you have done your diploma of banking and finance, if you have done certification in NBFCs, certification in any insurance sector, so all those things will come over here. So this is known as professional qualification. Examination, institute, year of passing, duration, subjects, and again the same thing, percentage. So things have to be mentioned in a very clear cut manner, and if you have not done anything in professional, then you can just keep it as blank, or you can write NA over here. NA, NA, NA basically means not applicable. Okay, so basic details in your qualification and your professional qualifications. Then comes your service detail. Service detail basically means your your work experience. And yes, if you have any doubt related to any of the column which we have discussed so far, you can post your comments in the section of comment box. We will definitely address it. Okay, now comes your service detail. Service details are basically those details related to your work ex. Okay, now details of present employment. Present यानी कि अभी आप कहाँ काम कर रहे हो. So these are the details of your present employment, right? So first again, post held. Over here you have to write, not over here, right? So you have to write your post held over here. Designation, which designation you are on, so you also have to write it over here. And yes, if you are not clear of your designation, if you are not clear of any other things related to your work experience, talk to your HR. Every company has a human resource manager. If you are unclear of your designation, if you are unclear of the post at which you are posted, although you should not be, but if you have any kind of confusion, then definitely talk to your HR manager. Okay, or if HR is not there, then talk to your senior people. As simple as that. Okay, total number of years of service, total number of years in the present post. Simple things you have to mention in your 1 and 2. Okay, total number of years of service basically means your cumulative. For example, previously I was a clerk, now I am a PO, so you have to add clerk and PO duration. So this is your total year of service. Total number of years at the present post. So if I am a PO right now, for example, I was a clerk 5 years back, now I am a PO for 2 years. So my total will be 5 plus 3, which will be 8 years, which will go over here. But I am a PO for last 3 years only, so I will write 3 years. Okay, simple stuff, nothing more fancy, just use your basic common sense. Present pay scale, total scale which you are getting over here, you have to write. Present basic pay. Basic pay is the first component of your salary. So write your basic pay, and over here you have to write your gross salary. Gross salary is, I would say, before your deductions or before any kind of I would say deductions which you have, like income tax, PF contribution, and all that stuff. So present pay scale basically means your gross salary which you are receiving, and present basic pay or the grade pay or any allowance which you are receiving, that you have to write. Basically you just have to write basic salary. Every component, if you have salary slip, you will see that you have a basic salary. So basic salary you have to write in this particular in this particular row of the service detail. Okay, then comes your experience in different areas of fields of working, but this is only about the present employment. For example, in a bank I was previously a clerk, now I am a PO. But I would have worked in multiple departments, right? Like a clerk can work in cash department or a loan department, all that stuff. So you have to mention the departments in which you have worked and what was your profile, which work you were doing, and how many numbers of year. Do remember, do not try to bluff, because if you have written 8 over here but your total number of years including all this is coming as 12, it basically means that you are cheating. Okay, so make sure that you fill this particular form with at most, I would say, what good information, and you fill the truthful information. Fill this form, get it reviewed from your mentors or from any other person who you think is knowledgeable, and then submit it to the IRDAI. So this is related to the present employment कि अभी आप क्या काम कर रहे हो. But they have also specifically asked related to your previous employment कि आप पहले कहाँ काम कर रहे थे. So if you are not if you are working in the job and this is your first job only, then definitely previous employment is not making any sense for you. But if you are switching your jobs, then definitely this column will let you know that how things have to be filled over here. First, office, post, your period, joining until the end, date of nature of appointment and job profile, then your pay scale, and then the gross and net salary you also have to mention. So if you see scale of pay and basic pay, scale of pay also means like in government organization there are multiple scales, right? Scale 1, scale 2 and all that stuff. So you can mention it over here. But they have specifically asked you gross and net salary also. Okay, so you have to mention the things over here as well, that this is my gross and this is my net. Okay, gross is before deductions, net is after deductions. Simple. Cool. So जितना कटफट के हाथ में आता है वो net salary होता है. Cool. Now this is related to your previous employment. Okay, previous यानी पहले का. And then they are also asking you related to your deputations. Deputations as in any kind of special like you have been posted to any organization to do some special function over there, but it's a kind of a temporary. You will be coming back to your original. For example, many of the bankers, they go on a deputation to learn from multiple other institutes. For example, RBI officers are going to the IRDAI organization as on deputation. For example, you might see a senior officer of RBI. They are going to IRDAI for 3 years just to learn that how IRDAI works, and then after 3 years they will come back to RBI. So this is basically a deputation. It's a kind of a person goes, learns from there and comes back to the original organization. So if you have been posted in the deputation, then you have to mention the details over here. Same things, nature of duties, basic pay, date of deputation, date of repartition, post held on deputation, and office. Simple things you have to mention, but I think maximum of you who are appearing for this, I would say, interview will leave this particular column as blank only, because many times deputation comes with experience only. Like if you are 35 plus or 40 plus, then you are sent on deputations which are major deputations. But yes, in your case, if you have been on deputation, then you can fill the details. Otherwise, just mention NA. Simple. Okay. Training for what? Training for some vocational courses. For example, if you have attended any course related to soft skill as in like how to prepare yourself for any kind of, I would say, function, any kind of college function, that particular stuff you have to mention. Have you attended any specialized training program? For example, some of you might have attended a specialized program wherein you are learning the etiquettes to enter into the army. Right, you have attended any kind of specialized program wherein you are learning how to solve the Excel formulas. Right, you have attended any kind of special training program wherein you are learning that how to talk in English, how to talk in how to talk in multiple other languages. Like many students, they learn French these days. So you have to mention the details over here. right? Many students who, this particular institution is their Toastmaster, right? Many students who have fear of public speaking, they join this particular course of Toastmaster, and they learn the art of public speaking. So all these details have to be mentioned over here, right? Name of institute, period of training, and the details which you have gone through training. Again, it's a very good thing if you have attended it. Otherwise, you just have to fill NA over here, right? Then comes your other information. Other information includes what? How to consider your level of proficiency in insurance and financial services. This column you have to think twice and then fill. See, if you have done MBA in finance, if you have done CFA, if you have done CA, chartered accountancy, or if you have done any other specialization in finance, then you have to write advanced over here. But if you are a kind of a person who thinks that I have a basic knowledge of finance because I have read it in my school days, then write average. Okay, so it's your call over here. The moment you write advanced, they might ask you in the interview some tough questions as well, because you have done masters in finance, or if you are a CA person, then they might ask you that how to handle multiple taxes and all that stuff, right? So please think before you write over here, right? So if I again repeat, if you have done any special degree in finance, then write advanced. If not, then write average. Okay, the call is yours over here, because you know yourself the best, right? Then you have the level of proficiency in computer skills. All of you, if you are like, if you can solve multiple Excel formulas, by multiple Excel formulas I mean all the Excel formulas, but if you know how to do addition, subtraction, division, then just write average over here. Because the moment you write your proficiency in computers as advanced, they might ask you some questions on coding, I would say some languages of Oracle or some Java thing, right? So what I will advise you is, in this computer language, write average only. That will go good. Okay, but yes, if you are a computer scientist, if you have done anything special in computers, then yes, you can write advanced also. The call is yours. Okay, has any vigilance case has been instituted against you? Please furnish details. Vigilance case as in the police case, if any, then you have to write the details over here. Any relevant other information which you wish to furnish over here, many students can write about any internships which they have done. Okay, any internship which you have done, you can mention it over here. But again, internship is not considered as a work ex, it is not considered as a full-time job, so you cannot mention internship in the above things which we have discussed so far. You have to mention it in the row number 4 of point number E. So if I discuss all the details, I think IRDAI has specifically asked you multiple good things about your work ex. They are asking you regarding your present employment, they are asking you regarding your previous employment, plus the deputation work, plus the training work, plus some other information as well. So I think this is the most detailed biodata or the profile form or the DAF form which I have ever seen in the regulatory bodies domain, which is a good thing to do. Okay, then you see your point number F comes into the picture, hobbies. Now hobbies are not just for your time pass. For example, my hobby is to watch movies, right? But that movie I'm just watching to kill the time, right? So that cannot become your hobby. Hobby is something which you are passionate enough. Like for example, some of you might have an hobby of reading books. You are able to complete like 13 to 12 books in a year. So that might be your hobby. Hobby has to be passionate. It should not be like this because I am feeling low today, so I will do this or I will write this. So make sure that if you are, like for example, I will give you one more example. For example, if you are just reading 2 books in a year just to kill your time, so that will not be your hobby. But if you are passionate enough to follow multiple authors, to follow foreign authors, Indian authors, then you can write your hobbies over here. Okay, and if you want to give a basic description of your hobby, then you can also, like for example, reading books and which particular theme you want to read, which particular theme ignites you, you can write it over here as well. So hobbies are basically for which you are passionate enough, wahi likhna hai bas. Okay, then comes the most important point which I think I have never seen anytime before, that is suitability. Suitability, basically that why you are suited for this particular job. Now we all know that you are posted in IRDAI if you are selected, right? Now think about suitability in 2 ways. If you have any professional qualification as in, for example, I have done a professional insurance course I have done a very important course related to data analytics, a very important course related to, I would say, managing numbers like mathematics stuff, then you should use this particular professional qualification. By which I mean, if you have done anything very much specialized into, then give that particular detail. Okay? But those who have not done any kind of specialization stuff, then they might enter the journal details. See, if you take my view, you cannot write NA over here. NA is not an option, because if you are writing NA, then it's a horrible thing to do. Okay, so what you have to do is first mention any professional qualification which you have done, and then you also have to enter that how that particular professional qualification will help IRDAI. For example, if you have done basic qualification in insurance or any professional qualification in insurance, then you have to write that yes, this is my qualification and this will be useful to IRDAI in so and so manner. You can use chat GPT or any other, I would say, AI software to make that statement. Okay, you just have to give the prompts to chat GPT and the chat GPT will make that statement, okay, in 80 words or 100 words, and you can just copy paste over here. Okay, but if you do not have any kind of professional qualification, then you can use journal words. Journal words as in that I am ethical, and once I am posted in IRDAI, I will definitely make sure that all my decisions are ethical, because this ethical nature of yours will be applicable to IRDAI also, because IRDAI needs those officers which are honest, which are ethical. They do not need any kind of Nirav Modi in their house, or they do not need any kind of person who is doing all the frauds and all stuff, right? So if you have any professional qualification, do write it and how it will be useful in the IRDAI. If you have any journal, like if you have journal skills, any skills, if you do not have any one, then write it. For example, if you are not having any kind of graduation which is helpful to IRDAI, but still you have like done engineering, any special component of engineering, like those who are doing mechanical, they can write about quality insurance. All that stuff can come. So think, then only write. The basic idea is that you have to identify it first, and then how will this particular skill will be helpful in IRDAI, that particular skill you have to mention. Okay, but please do not leave this particular point number G as blank. Okay, last but not the least is your references. Okay, so this was, so they have written two G's, suitability and reference also. Now you have to give reference of an officer holding 2 steps above your cadre of applicant. Now see, if you are working in any government organization, then in government organization the levels are very much clear. So for example, you are working as a grade B or you are working as a grade A, then you just have to see 2 levels up and you have to give the reference of those 2 people. But if you are working in any private organization, then again I will advise you to give any reference of any reputed person. Any reputed person as in of your organization or outside your organization. For example, if you are working in any private company, so either you can give the reference, you can talk to your HR and you can give the reference of 2 people who are above you. Okay, above you as in above your level. Okay, but if you are totally like you have not done any work, you are just like 21 or 22 years old, your work ex is 0, in that case you should give a reference for those people who are reputed in society. For example, an army major, a college professor, all this will be considered as above 2 levels above. Okay, so this is what references you have to give: name, designation, address, and the contact numbers of that particular person. Mind you, there is no hard and fact rule for this, but still try to be safe, try to talk to multiple people who are around you, and then only enter the information. Okay, then you have the declaration, you have to sign it over here, date and the place of form filling, and in the end you also have to enclose certain documents like date of birth proof. You can give your 10th class mark sheet, or if you have any other document you can give education qualification, your all the semester mark sheets and your degree, mark sheet of graduation onwards, professional qualifications, the certificates which you have received, and if you see your incomes and asset certificate for EWS class, no objection certificate, caste certificate, and all that stuff. So if you do this, all of your stuff clearly, then only your DAF will be filled in the best manner as possible. Okay, so if I go back to my original screen, this is where we started and we have discussed multiple good things about DAF. I hope now you have the basic information that what you have to write in the IRDAI Grade A profile form, which is also known as DAF form. Okay, still you have any doubts, then please post it in the comment box. We will definitely Be happy to help you over there, and do subscribe to our interview guidance program. That will help you a lot. Chalo, bye bye and have a great day ahead.